Hey there, it's Pete C for Sample Library Review, and today I'm checking out Veiled Ashes by Observant Sound. While there are plenty of atmosphere generators available, Observant Sound have taken a slightly different approach with Veiled Ashes. While the dual layer 180 sample pool and onboard effects are nothing new, the way Veiled Ashes controls and manipulates the samples is on a whole new level. By using a modular synth approach, Veiled Ashes features a unique modulation matrix at its core, which takes the onboard samples to a new level. Whether you're making cinematic, downtempo, meditation, Veiled Ashes 200 presets sound great, but there is so much more. Veiled Ashes downloads at 347 megabytes and features 180 unique samples. There is a unique matrix modulation at the core of the instrument, and it contains 200 presets and ability to save your own. Veiled Ashes runs in the full version of Contact and normally sells for £178, but is currently on offer for £107. I've loaded up Veiled Ashes in the full Contact 6.7.1. The reason I'm emphasising that is because on the website I couldn't find which version it used. However, it works perfectly in 6.7.1. And out of the box, it sounds awesome. And that is just the initialize patch. There are 180 samples, and considering that Veiled Ashes is just under 400 megabytes, there's got to be something really, really cool going on to get these amazing sounds. So before we talk about all of that, what I'm going to do is turn off the mic and play through some presets, and you get the idea of what some of the 180 presets sound like and what Veiled Ashes is capable of. I've gone back to the initialize patch and it does sound great. Sounds beautiful. A couple of things to note. From the little sort of demos, I just played random sounds, and every now and then you heard the sound effects or the sounds go off completely, and that's because I was playing with the mod wheel. So it controls the volume, essentially. And of course, if you're holding a chord, and then you touch mod wheel down, it goes completely dead. So that's what was going on there. But you can hear the presets go from really nice and calm, relaxing, and then some tension. You got some pulses, you got some crazy sounds, and then just some weird manipulation. But 200 presets to keep you going is really, really cool. Now, the GUI looks brilliant. First of all, actually, the name is fantastic. It's been on my radar for a while, and I didn't really know what the instrument was. But I knew the name, I remembered the name, so that's some good instrument naming there. Then of course the demos came out and it sounded brilliant. So the GUI, really, really simple design. It's a 1 NKI instrument and everything is inside. So the global presets, if you click on the button in the middle, you can just go through the pages and load whatever you fancy. So, sounds awesome. And it's just a really quick way to get started. So I just played whatever. I started imagining where could I start using this instrument. And it turns out there's loads of places you can start using this. I do loads of crime and tension, and this instrument's perfect for that. But also, like I say, for doing meditation, pop music, downtempo, lo-fi. I mean, it could appear anywhere. So it's not just a cinematic atmosphere creator, which kind of what it's sold as. It's a lot more than just that. Space jazz. Anyway, the point is, I'm going through these presets and learning the instrument, and then I notice you have on the contact keyboard some red keys, and then you have some yellow keys. So not every preset does this, but on the left-hand side you have kind of like the drone, as it were, and then the right-hand side, the melodic. And you can control where the split is. You can turn it off, so everything's sort of like an orange. And it combines both layers together. The split will split the two layers. And then you can decide where you want the split to be. So it's going to be on C4. So that takes care of the presets and the sort of two types. And of course, the split, it's so easy to program when you start making your own. On the left-hand side, you can switch between your two layers, A and B. And you can also choose between the matrix, layers and presets. Now, I didn't find a quicker way to close the window, but there we go. So there's a couple of ways you can manipulate the layers. You can click on them like that, and then just change the layer. So we're on similar like that. And you just click through them and you can filter by, you know, do you want wind, synths? Ambient. So you can do that for each layer, nice and easy. So you can open that, and then you can change with the general controls. And you can see the waveform of the sample as well. So you can change the pitch, position, randomize, attack. So attack and release there. Is that reverse? And once again, it's one of those instruments where it's just really, really fun to start playing around and seeing what everything does. Got the level, the pan, and then mono to stereo. So really, really cool. Nice and easy. And you can do the same for the second one as well. Or you can change the octave as well, which is nice and useful. So that's the layers. And of course, you could turn a layer off if you don't want it at all. So how does an instrument that is about, just under 400 megabytes have so much going on in it? Apart from having 180 samples, it's this matrix here. So if I load a preset, we'll go Toxic Air. So the matrix just works as a slider, and you can, I'll say more of an abacus, so it sounds bizarre, but you can add, I was going to turn this down a little bit so I know what it's going to do, to each category, and then you can link them to the LFOs or the envelopes, or velocity. And you can really play around and manipulate the sounds. So if I was something that's a bit more chilled. So on layer A, there's nothing going on. On layer B, there is. And it's just the cut there. But of course, that's how all these effects are controlled. But you build your effects, or your sort of how you're going to treat the instrument or the sound, the samples down below. So you have filters, saturation, you've got lo-fi effect, EQ, reverb, delay. You can choose a cab. You've got a second filter, and then you've got distortion as well. So as you go through the presets, you'll see for each layer, there's different effects going on. Now, this is why I think this instrument is brilliant. It does sound great out of the box, don't get me wrong, but it's the fact you can spend ages playing and playing and playing and messing around and creating new sounds. That's if you have time. If you don't, just open a preset, maybe the odd little tweak here and there, and you're going to get something really cool. But the other reason I love this instrument is, if we just scroll down, actually it's in the layers, go to the bottom page, you can drag and drop your own samples. I've not done any at the moment, or any that I've saved, but you just drop them on to the GUI and you can use this fantastic engine with your own samples. So for me, it's an instrument that just is so expansive and keeps on going. As you can see, there's so much going on with Veiled Ashes, and I've said already in the review, they are taking the modular approach, and you can see just all these different modules, the effects, all of the mods. It's just really, really cool. So aside from recommending this instrument because it sounds great, the fact you can drop your own samples in, you can use their engine, you have the matrix, which use the manual, because Observant Sound supply a manual, and it's really, really important to get to know how the instrument works. And I don't want to sit here for the next half hour just tweaking sounds and playing with them so you can see what everything does. I really recommend you just jump in and give it a go. At the top, you've got a redo and an undo button and a randomize. So it really invites you to experiment with sound design and just sort of mess around and see what cool sounds you can create. Before I give my final thoughts, I'm just going to whiz through some more presets so you get a really good feel of how this instrument sounds. And I'm going to this time just click on the different categories and play some examples from each category. My final thoughts on Veiled Ashes. Well, yeah, it's great for all types of application of music. You've got 200 presets to get you going. You can create your own, you can drop your own samples in. It's got a really cool engine that is completely unique, and you can just manipulate and craft new sounds. It is just an outstanding instrument. I've already thought of loads of ways I'm going to be using this in my own productions, and yeah, I think Observant Sound have done an absolutely great job. Thank you so much for checking out this review of Veiled Ashes by Observant Sound. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a comment in the comments section and a like on the video, and let us know what you like about the instrument and how you would use it, and just anything else really you want to tell us. If you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and then check out our other videos. Then head over to sampleReview.com to find out everything that is going on in the world of sample libraries. Until next time, have a great time and keep making that music.